Hey fantastic people, welcome back to F1ntastic Gaming. You can see we're back with another brand new video, and today we're trying out a brand new game mode in the F1 2021 game. Yes, we are trying out the F2 2021 game mode. The F2 2021 content has finally been released on the F1 game. The 2020 content was already here, but the F2 2021 content with the new cards, teams and drivers is all here now. So we're starting off with Prix Racing. We have Robert Schwartzman, who is in his second year with Prix Racing, and then there's Oscar Piastri, who's the F2 world champion, but unfortunately he's not racing in F1 this year. And Prix Racing are also the F2 constructors championships. Now we have UNI Virtuosi Racing. They have Guan Yu Zhou, who's racing in Formula 1 next year with Alfa Romeo, and then there's Felipe Drogovic. Next we have Carlin with Dan Ticktum racing for them, and Gian Daruvala. He is from India, and I am Indian, so we will be racing as him in this video. Next is High Tech Grand Prix. Both of their drivers are Red Bull Junior drivers, so both of their cars have like Red Bull liveries on their cars. And next we have ART Grand Prix with Christian Lundgaard and Theo Porcher racing for them. And after that we have MP Motorsport with Richard Verschoor and Larim Zandelli. And next we have Charouz Racing System with Enzo Fittipaldi and Guillermo Samaya. Enzo Fittipaldi is in hospital. He's not racing right now because he did have a crash at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Next we have Dams with Roy Nassani and Marcus Armstrong. Then we have David Beckman and Ralph Boschong for Campos Racing, and we have HWA Race Lab with Jack Aitken and Alessio Deleda. And lastly we have Trident with Bent Fiscal and Marino Sato racing for them. Now we've gone through all of the teams and drivers. We're gonna go to Carlin and select Jehan Daruvala because that's who we're gonna be racing as in this video at the Yas Marina Circuit. We're gonna do qualifying, and then we're gonna do a sprint race, and in that sprint race the top 10 from qualifying, the grid order will be reversed. So whoever qualifies first will start this sprint race in last, and we're gonna do only one sprint race because I think that's enough racing for one video, for enough racing for trying out the Formula 2 2021 cars, because I'm pretty sure I haven't raced Formula 2 on the F1 game, on the F1 2021 game, since the prologue and breaking point. So yeah, it's been a long while. And yeah, I am increasing the downforce because Formula 2 cars need extra grip. They are not grippy at all. The traction and the braking is very tricky, but hopefully I'll get used to it. I did do a couple of practice laps around the Yas Marina Circuit before making this video, but I still struggled a lot in the beginning. But yeah, we're gonna go out for a flying lap. I wanted to drive out of the pits because the pit lane exit is so cool. It goes underground. I don't think that's there at any other circuit, but yeah, I wanted to drive out, but I accidentally went for a flying lap. But it's alright. We'll go for a flying lap. We'll see how it goes. I guess we'll get to set some extra lap times, which can help us out because we'll get more full laps in during this quali session. You can see in the final two corners we do pretty well, but now it's the run down to turn 1 that we need to really nail, because we needed to nail the exit of the final corner, which we kind of did. Coming through turn 1 we do well again, because I think this is not the really tricky part of the circuit. These are the easy parts. This is the really tricky chicane. You can see I don't completely mess up the braking, but I did mess up the braking, which forced me to dive to the apex and hit the sausage curb, which ruined my racing line through that chicane completely. And now the next chicane, which is at the end of the second long straight, again I'm riding the sausage curbs way too much, which is losing me time, and it's really not something you're supposed to do around Abu Dhabi. You need to avoid those sausage curbs, but I was finding it difficult to avoid them. You can see the cars just hopping up and down on the curbs. You can see that we actually went a little bit wide on the exit, and we hit a bit of oversteer on the curb, but it's not too bad. We did well enough. We're up into P14. We're ahead of Robert Schwartzman, which is good to see, but now we really need to gain that lost time on this lap. We're down on our previous lap by 0.003 of a second, but somehow we got the purple first sector, which makes no sense to me. But you can see now this is crucial. This is a place where we lost a huge amount of time in the last lap. It was really slow, but this time we nailed the racing line. We kind of nailed the racing line, and we get a good exit, and we're gaining so much time. We're gaining all the way down this DRS straight, coming into the penultimate corner. Actually, we've gained like nearly a second now. It's around 0.8. We've lost a little bit of time in the last two corners. Although I say that, we gained on the exit of the final corner, and we're up in a P2. We're 0.114 seconds off pole pretty much, which is really great to see. So we've really improved on that lap. But you can see here the tires have kind of lost grip because I pushed really hard on that second lap, and I experienced some lockups, and yeah, I really pushed the tires and the car to the maximum. And to make matters worse, we've run out of fuel now. So yeah, the tires are gone and we ran out of fuel. So I think we could have gone out for another lap, but I forwarded time to the end of the session. I really didn't think we needed to go for another lap, and I don't think the car had the capacity for that either. And I was worried that at the end of the session the drivers were gonna put in some crazy lap times, but they didn't. We still finished in second. Yuri Vips, he improved on his lap by 1,000th of a second, because now we're 0.115 seconds behind him in terms of the lap time. But otherwise, yeah, that was a pretty smooth qualifying. We did pretty well, and yeah, I'm happy with that performance. So that means we're going to be starting this race in P9.
Moments away from lights out for the start of the Formula 2 Abu Dhabi race. Yas Marina Circuit is a 3.4-mile racetrack built on the man-made Yas Island. In addition to the 21 corners, it features 2 very long straights. Now these will be the drivers' main overtaking chances today into turn 8 and turn 11. I'm sitting here, quite emotional, next to my friend Davide Valsecchi. Here we are at the end of the F2 calendar, and the atmosphere is electric. I have no doubt that the drivers will be giving it everything they have out there today. I can't wait to get underway.
Hey Alex, you are absolutely right. It's a very special place. This is a track like no other, an event like no other, a jewel in the crown of Formula 2. It's perfect. I think we are in for a fantastic racing event here.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
So now it's time to get into some racing. You can see I finished my setup and everything, and I forgot to mention that this is the old layout. The new changes that have been made for 2021 are not in the game yet, but now we're gonna go to 5 red lights for this sprint race. It's lights out and away we go, and we get a great launch because I've used the techniques that I've learned over the years of racing Formula 2 in the F1 2020 and the F1 2019 game. We make a dive bomb down to turn 1. We're side by side with Liam Lawson. We make contact with him twice now, and up into turn 2 you can see I sweep down the inside and I take 2 positions. We're up into P6 already from P9. This is a great start for us. But now I'm chasing after Larum Zandelli. You can see he's quite slow down to the chicane. We make contact again because the AI don't leave us any space. But now down to the hairpin, I secure that move by diving for the apex. It's meant to be a late apex, but I dive for the apex early so that I can secure the overtake. That kind of compromises my exit out of the hairpin, however, but that's alright because we still have a little bit of a long range slipstream, or maybe more of a medium range slipstream. But look at this, you can see, look at the replay, you can see we left space for Zandelli, but we left a little bit of too much space and we dive for the apex of that hairpin early. And again, Zandelli made contact, the AI made contact with us. I don't get it. Why don't the AI turn away when there's literally a car right there? I really don't get that, but that's alright. Hopefully in future F1 games they can train the AI better so that the AI know what to do in side-by-side racing situations. You can see down into the next chicane we make a big dive bomb. It's not a massive dive bomb, but the car's ahead, we're stuck in a train, so we capitalize on that. We're leaving space for the car on the inside the way the AI should be doing. It loses us time to the car ahead, but it's nice, fair racing. It's a clean move. We did get on the sausage curb on the chicane though, so that wasn't good, but otherwise it was a good overtake. We're up in a P4 already. We're on the brink of a podium, but again, mistakes like this, going on the sausage curb and then losing traction midway through the chicane, this is what helps the car ahead, because the gap ahead has extended so much. It's gone up to 1.4 seconds, 1.5 seconds as I run wide through this double left-hander. Again, hitting the sausage curb. We really need to buckle down and stop hitting the sausage curbs and stop locking up. We had a huge lockup at that penultimate corner that forced us to go wide. Now to the final corner. Again, we're not able to slow down in time because you see during qualifying over 1 lap I was pretty fast. I could just push like crazy, but now we're on the soft tires, not the super soft. we're on the red wall soft tires. It has less grip. We have to be more careful on the brakes and on the throttle. And you can see though we've lost a lot of time to the car ahead. The gap ahead is now 1.8 seconds. It's just way too much. And yeah, we need to figure out what to do. Although we do get a purple first sector, so we're gaining some time back. You can see it's gone down to 1.5 seconds, but at the end of the lap the gap ahead is 2 seconds. So you can see that the last sector and all those tricky technical sections in the second and third sectors, I'm struggling to get my head around them. Although I am doing a little bit better, I'm still struggling with the really technical parts, because in a race situation, my race pace needs to improve. I mean, in general my qualifying pace has always been better than my race pace in F2. In Formula 2 especially, my race pace being consistently fast has been more difficult. But yeah, you can see that I am starting to get the hang of it now. The gap has gone down to 1.3 seconds, and at the end of the lap it is still 1.3 seconds, so we're becoming more consistent. We're managing our car better than the cars ahead, because you see the cars ahead, they're stuck in dirty air. They're stuck in like a DRS train, and they're stuck in the dirty air because this is still the old Yas Marina circuit in this game, so the updates are not there, and those tricky technical sections that leave you stuck in that DRS train are still there, which is why the AI are not able to overtake each other, or they're not able to pull away, because they're kind of stuck in that train. And that has allowed me to catch up to David Beckman. Now I am right behind this DRS train. You can see my teammate Dan ticked him up in P2, and I'm really ready to make some overtakes now, because I really want to get up into those podium positions. I think it would do better justice to my performance in this race, because to be honest, when I saw the gap went up to 2 seconds, I thought all hope was lost, and now I've caught back up. My energy is renewed, and I'm ready to get past David Beckman and get up into that podium. But you can see that we're finding it tricky too, because now we've caught up to the DRS train, and we're struggling in these technical sections because the dirty air, it really takes away a lot of downforce in Formula 1. Imagine what that's like in Formula 2. It's even worse. So yeah, you can see again we're not able to overtake Beckman, because overtaking is a completely different issue, especially at the old version of the Yas Marina circuit, which is the version that we're racing at right now. But the new version, hopefully the changes work as expected and they improve racing. But right now let's focus, because now we're on to the final lap of the race. This is where it gets really crucial. I mean, it's been a little bit frustrating because I've caught up to Beckman, but I just can't pass him, so I have to capitalize on the overtaking opportunities like turn 6. But you can see through turns 2 and 3 we get a big snap of oversteer. That is not good at all, and that is not what we needed. Now coming through turns 4 and 5, we catch up so much to Beckman, but at the exit of turn 5 I had to slow down, and I couldn't make the overtake down to the hairpin of turn 6. So I decided to optimize my exit, but I didn't get the best exit out of turn 6. I mean, I will have DRS here, but the hairpin, turn 6 hairpin, it really spreads the cars out, and it's really not good for overtaking, because turn 7 is quite a good overtaking opportunity. You can see down to turn 7, it's a good opportunity, but we're just not close enough, and I'm just pushing too hard because I'm running wide and I'm ruining my exits. Out of turn 7 we go. You can see that I'm ready to open DRS, but we're 6/10 away. I mean, when the car ahead has DRS as well, you can't gain that much time. And down into turn 8 now, you can see we've kind of lost this battle. There's still one more overtaking opportunity left, however, and I'm really counting on that. I'm really pushing hard through these corners, trying to get the best run. You can see we're actually doing pretty well here. Now I just need to get on the throttle, and I'm pushing hard through the next through the double right-hander into this final overtaking opportunity, and we're not close enough. I pushed so hard I nearly went off the track, and by now I've realized that, you know what, we're gonna have to stick with P4, because unfortunately the characteristics of the circuit and the closeness of Formula 2, because Formula 2 is so close, it's so competitive, because we're all in the same cars, same packages, same, like, you know, the setup is the only thing that's different. The car is the same. But yeah, we come across the line. I accidentally hit the wall when celebrating, because this was a really fun race. It was really challenging, and it was a great first experience at the F2 2021 game mode. We got driver of the day. I think we definitely deserve that, given our performance. And yeah, let's enjoy the podium ceremony.
Great win then for the Charouz team today. So, Davide, how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
This race, this win, was about one thing and one thing only: consistency. Anyone can be quick for just one lap, but there's a difference between that and being quick every lap, over and over and over. If you can do that, if you can gain ground when your opponents make mistakes, but then not make mistakes on your own, you can just push and push.
It's time for those well-deserved celebrations. They may be one of the newer teams to join F2, but the Charus team have shown they're a force to be reckoned with, taking home the victory. Well done to everyone on the team.